Can you talk for a second too about what happened with Leeann Tweeden and the allegations that were made by Tom Arnold about that?
This is pretty incredible. I got a tip very late one evening that Leeann Tweeden, who I have never met, never communicated with, never had any association with, was going to come forward and make these allegations against Senator Franken, allegations of sexual assault. So I go to Twitter and I post it. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30. And the next morning she has a press conference and she says exactly what I was told by a source in New York, somebody very high up in the Fox News organization, not Sean Hannity, by the way, that this was going to happen. The next thing I know, Tom Arnold, who I guess used to be a comedian but is now out of work, puts up a tweet and says that Roger Stone coached Leeann Tweeden for weeks about these allegations, and therefore Franken should not step down. Guys, I've never met Leeann Tweeden in my entire life. I never communicated with her or anyone around her or her camp. It's entirely bogus. Then Tom Arnold says, I'm going to produce proof, and I'm still waiting. Well,
Okay.
the next thing you know, the former governor of Minnesota picks this up, and he says Roger Stone should be investigated. What did he know, and when did he know it? And then Joe Scarborough jumps on the bandwagon. Guys, this is really simple. I reported it. I work for InfoWars as a journalist. I do a show every day for 2 hours a day. You guys know how that is.
Yep.
And I reported it. That is the total extent of my role. Now, maybe, I think Tom Arnold had an appearance coming up at the Comedy Store on Somerset Boulevard. He was trying to hustle some tickets. He thought he could hook into some of my publicity, but Tom, put up or shut up. Baby, put up or shut up.
Now,
where's the proof? Where's the proof?
Now we do have Tom. Would you be willing to have Tom at least tell you what his opinion on this is? We have Tom on the phone, if that's okay.
I'd love to put him on.
Tom, hello, buddy. You're on with Sam and Jim and Roger. How are you?
All right. Can we swear on this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can, Roger. And
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready to put up, Roger. First of all, you're full of shit. Second of all, you act like you didn't know anybody at KABC where Leeann worked. When you're
guilt by association, buddy. It's called guilt by association. Where's your proof? I'm waiting for the proof.
Hold on, John Phillips.
Where is it?
Here, I'm going to lay it. Let me lay it. John Phillips is your good friend. You spent a lot of time in
I've been on
Springs
John
with
Phillips'
him.
radio
I've got
show.
pictures of you guys together. But forget that. The weekend you were kicked off Twitter for calling people the C word, you stayed at John Phillips' place. John Phillips
False.
is Jillian
False.
Barbery's partner
False.
on
I was in
KABC.
Salt Lake City
That's a
giving a
fact.
speech.
That's a fact.
False.
That's a speech.
No, that's not a false.
No, that's not false.
False.
Well, then sue me.
False.
Sue me if that's false. Okay. Okay. Number two, John Phillips.
That's not the worst idea I've ever heard, but so far you got a big nothing.
Are you telling
When
me
did
you
I
don't
ever
know John
talk to
Phillips?
Tweeden?
Are you telling me you don't know her coworker?
I know John Phillips. What does that prove?
Have you
John
been to
Phillips
his-
is
have you
not
stayed
my
with him?
source.
You stayed at his house, Roger?
The previous summer, I stayed with him one weekend. What does that prove? That's called guilt by association.
Okay,
This
I
is
say
new
that I
McCarthyism.
stayed there right before the Leeann Tweeden announcement, and when you're kicked off Twitter that weekend, I think everybody
No.
kind of knows what that was.
False.
I say
False.
that
I was
there,
in Salt Lake
let me just
City
say this:
the
Leeann
weekend. I
Tweeden
was
had
kicked
that.
off.
I worked with Leeann for years.
Yeah,
I'm the only
so.
person here that's worked with Leeann
You should
and
learn how to
Al
spell
Franken.
her. Then you should learn how to spell her name properly.
Well, I spelled it once wrong, but that's you know what? For a guy that does your online hookup things and doesn't accept fatties, I think that's an insult to me and Jim Norton right there.
You're just upset because you can't get into the party.
Called him a fatty.
Yeah, I'm really worried about that. Anyway, so Roger, what happened is, he just wants to tear people down. That's his thing, and he wants to be back in the game. His old partner, Paul Manafort's made hundreds of millions of dollars since 1996 when they broke up because Roger got that sex scandal that he lied about on TV, and he blames it on alcoholism.
Must be tough to be living off of Roseanne's residuals.
I wish. Anyway, I watched your documentary. It's in that, and you're proud of that. So here's the thing. Leeann has had that picture for 10 years. She showed it to Sean Hannity in 2007. All of us knew about that picture. All of us knew, because I do the USO thing too with Alan and Leeann. So we knew about that picture, and she showed it to everybody. And,
of course, I would have no way of knowing that.
Sean Hannity, everybody's seen it, and it wasn't a big deal. And then suddenly, some people at the station said, with this Me Too movement, which I am also involved in, this is a time we could do something with that picture. And I know this because I talked to Leeann after this happened. And what they did is her producer that works with her, they started coaching her up like I would coach her up on my show. I produced the Best Damn Sports Show, period. I would say, Leeann, this is a segment about this. Here's the bullet points to hit. Tell me, let's try to dig something out of here. So she dug out the KISS thing, and she dug out the USO party in 2009 where she saw Al, and she was so offended. And then after I heard that story, when I talked to her on the phone, I said, who coached you? Who was your producer? They did a terrible job. That was a USO dinner honoring Al Franken. That's a hard time for you to go, I didn't
Okay, so the
six
there. Other
well,
women,
they were honoring him. I go, because I know that's kind of stupid.
The six other women who come forward who were all Democrats, did I coach them too? Are they all liars as well?
Roger, pardon me. Tom, can you just finish that what you were just saying? Just if I could just clarify, who was it that she answered you when you said who coached you? What did she say?
Did she tell you? Did Leeann tell you that Roger?
She called me. Leeann told me, she said, and I believe her, she goes, she didn't realize she was being coached. She didn't know who Roger Stone was. But the one thing she'd ask KBC is don't announce it until I announce it, until I get out there and announce it. And Roger Stone tweeted about it before it happened.
That's because I'm a superb reporter, but you have no proof whatsoever that I've ever met her.
Never met her. People.
Never met her, never talked to her, never coached her.
A lawyer who's a big gossip columnist out here, and several people who shared it with me. From Roger Stone, he didn't use his name; he used a Russian name.
We go on proof here, Tom.
Okay, I have the proof. I've given it to.
Have I met?
Yeah, Tom, if you could let Roger respond a little bit.
Okay. Did you not do that? Are you saying you didn't do that?
Roger, do you have a Russian alias?
I have no Russian alias. That's absurd. Okay.
Yeah, Tom's asking, did you do that? That's a fair question.
Yeah.
Did I do what? I'm sorry. One more time.
Did you send any information out on Al Franken?
Did I send anybody information? No, absolutely not.
Besides tweeting about it when nobody was supposed to know about it.
I reported it because that's what I do.
Roger,
I didn't orchestrate it or make any of it happen.
How did you find out about it, Roger?
Yeah.
Like how did you get the
I
inside
had a
track?
tipster, and the tipster was not in Los Angeles. The tipster was in New York, and they turned out to be right.
Well, then it was Sean Hannity because he was involved in it with you.
Oh,
and that's a fact. Leeann told me that.
Now we're shifting
Leeann
our
told
story.
me that, and you shared it with everybody. What I feel.
John Phillips anymore. Now it's Sean Hannity. Maybe it was Rupert Murdoch.
Okay,
come on.
But listen, but no, because I'm sure he wouldn't even talk to you, Roger. I think what happened is you saw something happening. You said, "I'm going to get on top of this so I can get back in the splash, get back in the news." And so you jumped the gun. They asked you not to do it. The people at KBC have had a bunch of meetings about you since then. You got John Phillips in major trouble down there. He can't eat. He went. This
is a great fairy tale.
Suing me for $5 million for saying he was associated with you.
Disney.
So,
Tom, I'll look for your next book in the fiction section at Barnes & Noble. This is an absurdity.
Anyway, this is what happened. So, and
not
Al,
even close.
Course,
not even close to what
happened.
happened.
He took out Al Franken because Al Franken was asking too many good questions about
Al
Russia.
Franken was taken out because 7 different women accused him of sexual assault. 6 of them Democratic activists.
Tom, hang on, Tom. When Leeann told you that she was coached, who specifically did she say coached her? Did she say Roger Stone? Did she say Sean Hannity?
No, it was the guy. I get their 2 names. See if I can find them here. I have them down. They work with her. They work with Jillian Barbary, who's John Phillips' co-host. They work at KBC. There's a producer that runs the station. I'm looking at my DMs here.
And Tom, let me just ask you why you're doing that, because I'm going by what you're both saying. I really don't have a lot of prior knowledge of this. Is it possible that you're mistaken that it wasn't Roger?
Well, Roger announced it before nobody was supposed to know about it. He had the information.
But that makes you a journalist. That doesn't make you the orchestrator of it. That doesn't prove that
you're a journalist. You work for InfoWars.
Right.
But let me say this.
Millions of
what happened is his friend unfortunately shared it with him.
Nailed him.
It shared the information, and then Roger put out an alert to everybody and
yes,
some
I
false
did. It's
information
called
about
being ahead of the pack.
So he could flood the field at the same day that Leeann announced. When Leeann got back, by the way, these guys did a shitty job with Leeann. And I feel sorry for Leeann, too, because they coached her up. She doesn't know what's going on. She thinks she's going to change women's lives. They told her what to hit, what bullet points to hit. She didn't want Al Franken fired, but she thought, well, I could be like Jackie Spear, who has fired me, who's a congresswoman, and women can come to me. And then so they get everything they want from her at KABC. They have her do the announcement with their logo in the background. Roger Stone has sent out all this information, this dossier.
Six other women come forward.
Okay. I'll get it to you, Roger. I'll get it to you. And he sends that out in advance of her, and then they put her on a plane to New York to do those interviews, which, by the way, by herself. They put this young woman on the plane without her husband or kids, no man from the station. They were done with her. They had used her. She lands in New York. She doesn't even know what show she's doing. They go, oh, you're going to The View. She's throwing up. She's sick. Oh, you're going over here. And then they want her to stay
What does any of this have to do what does any of this have to do with me? What does any of this have to do? And what about those six other women?
No. Here's the thing. You are the scumbag that perpetuated this whole thing and put it out there.
I'm the journalist reporter. You just can't handle the truth.
How? Okay. But you lied to me. You said you heard it from New York, and I know you heard it from John Phillips, and the KBC knows you heard it from John Phillips. They had a big meeting down there.
Put up or shut up, Tom. Prove it. No, just because you repeat a lie over and over again doesn't make it true.
Okay, but are you saying it's not true that you never spoke to John Phillips about that?
Never said anything of the kind. I spoke to him after it was announced the following morning. I didn't talk to him prior to it because John Phillips is not my source. Just because I know John Phillips, just because I've been on his radio show, that doesn't prove that he was my source. That's called guilt by association. 2 and 2 equals 5.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, that's anyway. They have the company has the email. The KBC has the email.
We're gay lovers.
That's in the real world, not in the Roger Stone fantasy world. That's what happened. And a lot of people got in trouble about it. And I was actually worried for John.
Hey, Tom, Netflix is never going to make a movie called Get Me Tom Arnold, let me assure you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so
you hit him, huh?
You know, he and I know the joy that he feels for starting this to take a man down. I'm not saying that the other people. I'm not judging anybody else that came forward. I'm just saying this was the impetus. This was the buildup. This was she was coached 100% like you would coach somebody to do a segment. I love Leeann.
Not by Roger Stone, that's for sure. I've never met the woman, never laid eyes on her.
No, I didn't say by you. I said other people did.
No, you specifically said coached for weeks by Roger Stone and John Phillips.
Did I say that? What did I say
that
on?
Yes. Your very first tweet.
Your very first tweet. Talked live with my voice.
Your very first tweet.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what happened. There was a couple weeks she was coached down there, and Roger Stone was involved, and
not involved.
He took it, and he took the glory of it. You know, the glory of taking someone down, and that's what Al Franken. That's what he did. Not for the betterment of the country, not for anything patriotic, because he's Roger Stone.
No, removing men who assault women from public office. That's a patriotic act in my book. This wasn't done on the basis of just Leeann Tweeden's claims. 6 other women have come forward. Every single one of them a liberal Democrat activist.
Right. That's not true. But they talked about him patting them on the butt or something before he was whatever. I'm not saying that's appropriate, but it's not Harvey Weinstein. And the truth is, yes, buddy.
Okay.
Tom, I think I wanted to give you a chance to weigh in too, because when people are talking about each other, it's better if they can weigh in. We're going to let you go, but I appreciate you calling in, and I wanted you to give your side of it as well, so both people could be heard.
Roger Stone is so full of shit, he doesn't even know he's full of shit. But anyway,
you know what, Tom? Arnold is so full of shit, his eyes are brown. Thank you.
All right. It is funny.
That shit show you do. Good Lord.
You nailed him.
All right, Tom.
Work with a microphone sometime. Fucking makes me go to sleep. It is the worst. Talk faster. You think you get some coaching up. Have Jim Norton coach you up a little bit. Hit a stage.
By the way, I hope you find work. Good luck to you.
I hope you find the couch you're sleeping on in Harlem.
Are you sleeping on a couch in Harlem, Roger?
I have an apartment in Harlem. He likes to cyberstalk me, tell people where I eat.
With who?
Stuff. It's kind of bizarre.
Who do you live with?
Plastic surgery victim. I know exactly where you live. I know.
Okay, that's creepy.
I know where you eat.
the cyberstalk.
Roger Stone to Roger Stone.
Can I ask? Have you guys ever met?
Thank you guys for having me on.
You guys should hang.
All right, Tom. We appreciate it, and good luck with the baby. I can hear the kids actually. It needs a little bit of attention.
Bye.
Okay, buddy. Be well.